I'm going to let you start.
Thank you. Well, hello, everybody. We are live. Welcome to this beautiful YouTube live, the Embodied Flame live series that Jenn of the Awakened Jenn channel and me, I'm Hope, I'm Ascending Life Tarot. And yeah, we are just going to have a deep dive into this twin flame journey. And because what we know is a lot of us are in it, it is intense and it is evolving in ways that quite frankly, completely unanticipatable. And Jenn is going to share a download here in just a minute. But before she jumps in, I just wanted to give a couple of announcements. There's this ever-evolving energy is moving so fast that Jenn and I have decided to increase how many lives we're doing to talk about the twin flame journey. So our next one is actually happening 2 weeks from today. It's August 12th at the same time. So if you get the notifications on the channel, you will be definitely told when that's going to happen. And another little announcement is, we are in the Lionsgate portal energy. The portal officially opened on July 26th. Lionsgate is August 8th, the 8/8. And I've been getting some super powerful downloads. So I'm actually going to be recording a series of videos about all these shifting energies and how they are deeply impacting and affecting us and helping us heal. And the twin flame journey, the divine feminine, the divine masculine will definitely be included in those videos. So be on the lookout for that. And Jenn, do you have any announcements?
Yeah, the spiritual view, we are doing something for Lionsgate too. So definitely you want to check us out for that. I'm going to be doing an inner child soul retrieval and an activation for Lionsgate to help us like pull back those parts of us that the child energy that goes with this whole Leo energy that helps us find that creative part of us again and the passionate part of us again. And so that we can bring in these manifestations in a more powerful way. So definitely check that out. I do want to announce, we will be pulling cards for viewers towards the end. So if you would like us to pull cards for you, put a heart in the chat and we will pull, like I said, once we get towards the end of this, what we've got prepared. All right. So were you good with the announcements or is there anything else that we needed to announce?
That's all I got. And yeah, I want to hear about your download.
Okay. So yeah, I was talking to Hope before we got started that I had this powerful download come in yesterday, and it was a channeled message, a channel written message that came through. And it was divine union is not a reward, it is a reflection. And it was just talking about how we get divine union messed up in our heads a lot because there is a distortion out there of what it actually means. And so divine union is not about two people coming together into union. It's literally about one person who has done the work to be able to hold the frequency of love themselves so that they are able to attract in and hold the harmonious union themselves. And so we talked about it extensively. I'm getting kind of messed up right here with trying to get it all out. But what was the thing that you had said? I had said something pretty powerful. And you said, that's the thing. That's the piece that you need to make sure that you say. What was that part?
Oh gosh. Well, when you were talking about this with me, what struck me the most is you said, "Hey, it's that inner union. You heal in your inner union with your own self." And so then whoever you're with, whoever you attract into your life to be your partner, they're not going to have any of that shadow stuff because you have worked through the shadow. You have healed yourself. You have cleared the karma. And so you, in your own way, whoever that twin flame has been for you, you will have transcended the journey yourself. I think you said something like that, and it just hit me right between the eyes.
And why I even was having this is because the thought that I was having at the time when it was coming through is for someone like me who has done the work, who has taken, this whole twin flame journey very seriously, but I now know I will not be with my twin flame in this lifetime. He chose not to do the work. He chose to abandon the mission, but I didn't. And so, like, is there a sense of failure for me because, I'm not going to have what is harmonious union with this particular person? And so this is where my guides were coming through to me, but with a message that I feel like was for many feminines out there, is that no, like, the purpose of the twin flame journey is not about anybody outside of yourself. It's about what it does for you and what you do with it. And so that other person is literally just your mirror. And at that point, and when you're in your unhealed state, they are your mirror to your shadow. And, that's as long as you're using it the way that you're supposed to use it. They're showing you things, and it's usually about your self-worth and your confidence and needing to set boundaries and those kinds of things for the feminine. As long as you are using it to heal for yourself, that's what gets you into divine union within yourself. And that's the alignment that you need to even be able to hold harmonious union at all. So if that other person is not also holding the divine union within themselves, you cannot have harmonious union with that person. Mm-hmm. But what I have been getting, and I've been getting this for a couple of years now, but it's like very powerful now, is that once you get to that level, you will attract in a aligned counterpart, but it's not a twin flame. Mm-hmm. This is called a twin ray, and it is where the twin flame is, it's the same soul split into two different incarnations. The twin ray is not the same soul, it's the same soul frequency. That's how come you can harmonize with each other and hold that harmonious union together, because you're both at that state of divine union within. And that's how come you can hold the frequency of divine love between you. And so, like, I needed to know that for myself. I needed to be able to, because I held myself in an abusive situation for way too long because of that label, because of the label that I gave to it. And a lot of people want to say that your twin flame cannot be abusive. Absolutely, they can, depending on what types of shadows you need to see and what your mission is and the karma that you're clearing, because that's the purpose of it. It's not about a romantic relationship. And I mean, that's sad because we get into these relationships because we want love, but it's really, most all of these have their own specific purpose and mission, but most all of them are about clearing ancestral karma.
Oh, wow. And yes, and I'm going to go back and listen to you say that again. That was awesome. And 100%, and if you're tuned in and you're listening to this, you're definitely awakened. You're definitely on your path. And, I was reading something just the other day and it just popped in my head, Jenn, when you were speaking. You hear love and light, the awakened people, oh, love and light, and absolutely love and light. But when you're awakened, it's really shadow and flame. Right. And that is the twin flame journey. It's you, because it is a spiritual assignment of extremely high order of being. And it is designed to catapult you deeply, deeply into the darkest of your own shadow. So you can come into the love and the light as you burn through the flame of it. And that's what I think you were just saying, Jenn. And it's yeah. Ay.
Well, I think that we get told that the purpose of the twin flame mission is divine union, but we're confused about what divine union really is. And so when you are a twin flame, every single twin flame has the ability to reach divine union. That is true, but it's not something outside of yourself. It's literally within yourself. And so even my counterpart has the opportunity. He had the opportunity and he still has it, but it's a lot harder for him now to reach divine union within. But what he does with it is not my business anymore. I was told this year that I completed my part of the contract just by, the way that I worked with it myself, because I reached the level of ascension and embodiment that I have reached, through this process. And even in the letting go of it, because that was learning the lesson of what real divine love is and what it is not. And I was allowing what was not love to be called love, and it was destroying me. And that wasn't the purpose of the mission.
No. Wow.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
my passion now. That's what I want to help other feminists with now, is they don't get stuck in that same place that I was for way too long, just because of a label that they've given, this person outside of themselves. Yes, that label is likely true. You likely do have a soul contract with that person and a mission with that person, but free will still exists for all of us. And it would not be fair to us to be stuck to somebody, who gets to choose not to do the mission. And so therefore we don't get,
That's
not the reward, but the embodiment and the reflection of what this mission was actually about. And why it's also important is because we were incarnated at this time as twin flames for a purpose greater than ourselves. Like the ascension of Gaia itself is like, we are meant to hold the frequency for Gaia. And it's like, that's why it's important that we don't get stuck in that obsession phase, that we actually complete our part of the mission, whether or not that other person does or not. And so that's what this whole series is about, is to help us take back our power from what I think the mainstream has been talking about, what this twin flame journey is and how it tends to trip us up and gets us stuck in these places that they're not helpful to us or the planet either, or the overall mission of what we were, meant to do with this. Am I making sense? Oh,
no, absolutely. And this is as we continue through, these are the kinds of themes that we're going to continue to work with, because what you just articulated so beautifully is this is where we get tripped up and stuck. And then the pain comes, and it is not good. That is not good. And so, Jenn, did you have anything else to add?
That was pretty much, yeah. I think that was enough right now. Just take off little bite-sized pieces of this really big concept. So
this is so great. So I'm over here shuffling all my cards, and we're getting ready to do a twin flame reading for the collective. And but before we do that, I know, Jenn, you've got a beautiful energy setting invocation for us.
Yes. All right, so I would like everyone to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths with me. You'll breathe in. That's 1. Breathe in. That's 2. Breathe in. That's 3. I now call in the council of the awakened flame, a divine collective of angels, archangels, ascended masters, our higher selves, guardian angels, star family, and galactic light beings to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. I open myself now as a clear, surrendered channel. May the messages that come through serve the highest good of all, activating healing, alignment, and awakening for every soul who receives them. So be it. All right. So I will pass it back to you.
Okay, great. So we're going to start with an oracle card here for our twin flame collective here. Okay, let me pick this card. Oh my goodness. This card is the 8-8. This is a Lionsgate card. It says one with self. One with self. And Jenn, I was kind of laughing to myself a little bit because that's everything you were just talking about. The internal union of your beautiful divine feminine and divine masculine energy. And the word down here is blossoming, because that's exactly where we are. Oh my goodness. So that sets a lovely tone for our collective reading tonight.
That is beautiful, and it is exactly what I was just talking about. So I'm going to be using the Mermaid Tarot, and I'm pulling the state of the contract right now, and we have the Queen of Pentacles, and I love that. That is, we are capable. We don't need that outside person. Now, what I love about this is we may not need the outside person because we're completely capable ourselves, but like the right person can partner with us. So if we get our King of Pentacles that goes with us, we can be nonstop in this lifetime. But it's like, we don't need that. And I think that that's the place that we need to get to, just personally, is that we know that we're capable. We're not depending on anything outside of ourselves. We are building our life, whether or not anybody does it with us, we're still going to do it. And so it's like anything that comes in is just icing to what we have already created ourselves. And so it's not a dependency anymore, that it has to be, that we even have to do it with anybody. But we get to. And so like that's a beautiful, like, the feminines are rising in a big way right now. And I mean, like, they're owning themselves. So did you have anything you wanted to add?
Just that is the empowered divine feminine, and that is the state of this collective. It is an empowered divine feminine manifestation, and that's.
And one of my decks, it's actually the Proverbs 31 woman is represented for this card, and I love just. Yeah, because I mean, it's like you're holding your own, you're like the way you hold yourself. And the description of the Proverbs 31 woman is like the full embodiment that we've been talking about. All right.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to pull cards that represent the divine feminine and any blocks or challenges you might be facing. The divine feminine right now, the energy is the Six of Pentacles. This is a card of generosity. This is a card of reciprocity. And the challenge is the Tower. So, I'm thinking in all likelihood, this message is going to resonate. The shadow feminine, right? This aspect of feminine energy that we, us have all been working to transcend is lack of reciprocity. Perhaps we overgive, we overdo, we overwork. Our little receptor sites for love, for support, for all of that are underdeveloped. Right? Our ability to receive, and we are over generous. That's getting completely reworked. Spirit is like, no more, can't do it. That timeline, that road, it is expired. We are the Queen of Pentacles. We are rising up. And so however this resonates for you, you're working through any Tower moments, hold strong and true to your intention, to your vision, to your goals. And Leo is about your strength, your inner fortification, and just know that you have what you need within you to overcome any towers that you might happen to be going through. Yeah, do you have anything, Jen?
I just love that you just mentioned that it's like the end of the old timeline. The old way has just, it's gone. And it's like, we cannot even go back to it. It is completely collapsed. Now we have to build with what is here in front of us. And I think, again, it's the enabling, it's the, overgiving, it's the people pleasing. All of those things have just been challenged. And like, that was a lot of the things I worked with, for myself, that like every bit of that got confronted to a level that I cannot show up that way anymore, or else I know what is going to happen to me. It's going to fall apart, because that's the house of cards that we're building this whole tower on anyways, is when we try to do it out of alignment with ourselves. Okay, so I'm pulling for the divine masculine, his current energy and his blocks. And so we have the current energy is the Eight of Wands. And so the first thing I got with this is like, this is the consequences of his actions are coming at him fast. Because one of the meanings of this card is like something that has already been set into motion and you cannot stop it now. It's already in motion. And like, they may not have thought it the minute that they made the decision that made, but set all of this, the tower into motion, because I feel like they were part of the tower. But it's like, it's already there. There's nothing you can do now. Then you just got to wait till they land and see where it lands for you. And then the blocks are the Page of Pentacles. See, this is where they're wanting to play. Well, okay, there's a word that's tried to come through. What is the weaponized incompetence is what I'm getting. It's like, but I didn't know any better. And so it's like they're wanting, credit for bare minimum in this. Like, but I was trying. I was like, And it doesn't work like that anymore. We need you to grow up now. We need an actual aligned counterpart, so like that Six of Pentacles card. We can't be your mother anymore. We need you to step up and be our actual partner with us, or else we're going to be the Queen of Pentacles and we're going to do it by ourselves. So what do you have, Dad?
Oh gosh. I so love what you just said. And one of the things that popped up for me with that Eight of Wands is that's also a card of downloads, right? And what we know to be true is as the divine feminine began healing herself years ago, she got downloads left and right. They didn't always feel good, right? We woke up to a higher consciousness, a higher reality, and began to go to work. We went to work on ourselves. And that is the call to action currently that's moving in tsunami-sized waves all through the masculines of the planet. It's these Eight of Wands downloads that are no joke. They are not playing around. And with the challenge as the Page of Pentacles, that's learning new things. So learning new things fast, quickly, that are big, life-changing things, you bet that is a challenge. And that's what they're being faced with right now. It's how fast can they adapt, update, and move into the higher timeline themselves. And it's a lot of heavy lifting. It's coming in hot. It's coming in hot. It's coming in heavy. Oh my goodness. The relationship connection. Wow. 10 of Swords. Dead, done, over. Now, I want to be clear that this does not necessarily mean that the twin flame connection between you and another is dead, done, over. What it does very, very clearly mean is the past timelines, the old energies, the old dynamics, ways of being, that old shadow dynamic that was the dance over and over again. No. The angels, the guides, the ascended master, as Jenn brought Miss Maya herself into the reading earlier. Those frequencies of energy are no longer supported on the earth plane. They're over. Yeah.
So what I get with that card, though, is massive ego death is happening. And I mean, for both the masculine and the feminine, because it's like what you thought it was, you're realizing it wasn't. But also, he's having this whole like experience himself of like, whoa, because like what you had pointed out, if I'm going to make it to that timeline, I've got to get myself in action now. I don't have time to wait anymore. I was sitting here playing all of these other games up to this point, but she means business now. She's not showing up in the same energy anymore. And I'm going to lose her forever if I don't do something quickly. And so it's just this massive ego death. And that is just like, that's what I see with that.
Love it. You love it. And it doesn't get more over than the 10 of Swords. Ay, ay, ay.
It hurts. That one hurts. Okay. The potential outcome right now, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And so karma is making its rounds. And so, I mean, this is literally like, this is a reckoning and reward moment. So if you've done your work, you're getting the reward. If you haven't, then this is your reckoning moment. I'm actually going to clarify it with one more card, and I've got the Lovers. So now that you see what actually matters to you, what are you going to do with it? And so I would like to ask, what do you get from this?
Oh, this is such beautiful energy. Whew. So, yes, Wheel of Fortune, meaning, okay, how have you done the work? Meaning what potential highest, what is your next highest timeline that you can achieve? And the Lovers is that obviously beautiful love. It's also one of the most powerful Crossroads decks in the entire tarot. So depending on the work that you have done, that the twin flame person has done, all the massive, massive spiritual support is available to, as gracefully and efficiently as possible, align each one of you to the highest timeline available. And for the purposes of our, this YouTube tonight, it would be that internal union of healing and wholeness inside. Yeah.
Right.
Wowie. Ooh, okay. So last divine message. We have the 9 of Pentacles. Oh gosh. So the divine message is this, we go through these very significant twin flame journeys, up, down, all around, to the biggest, deepest depths, to the highest heights. And through that level of instability, our self-esteem, our self-worth, our self-value, our self-confidence, all of it takes hit after hit after hit after hit until we at times can be whittled away into nothing more than just a little toothpick, right? This is like, no, this is baby empress energy. This is abundance. This is also deeply linked with that Queen of Pentacles that we started with today. This is you getting your groove back, your mojo, in your flow. The divine message is this is all of these seeds have already been planted through every single layer and section of your entire energy field, waiting for you to discover.
I love it. I mean, that's literally the effort that you've put in is now being paid off to you. This is your reward coming in. But again, it's the reckoning or the reward, because it's what you put into it is what you're getting out of it. But the ones that we're talking to, I feel like these are the ones who've literally been doing the work the whole time. And so you're about to get your abundance. You will not be left. You will not be left with, empty-handed here. The other thing I was getting is like that card is very much like the Queen of Pentacles in they're both single women. And so even if you have to do it on your own, you have everything that you need. You are capable. You do not need anybody outside of yourself. That is just a compliment to you. It's not a necessity to you. So I love that. Okay. So the final card is the final message, in which our best move forward is kind of how I'm looking at this. And it's from the Soul Coaching Oracle, and we have success. And just in this card, let me make sure I can see it. I love it's like you just keep ascending until you get to the new timeline, your highest level timeline. And that's what I've been sensing all this year, is that like the timelines have been splitting, but it's for the ones that have done their work, you're literally getting to your highest level timeline through this. And, that's the success. The reward is coming, and it's for all the work that you've done with that 9 of Pentacles card that we've already shown. And, just the karma that we've talked about. It's all about the choices that you've made. You chose to follow the path of love, and love doesn't always, because love doesn't enable. So if you had to make decisions to move away from another person, your counterpart, to make sure that you are still loving of yourself, that is still love, because love does not enable someone else to abuse you or to mistreat you. That's not helpful to them either. It's not helpful to you. And so like that's the successes in the choices that you've been making that were aligned to your soul's like inner being. I'm going to let you take up from there.
Oh, Jenn, that is beautiful. And so the guidance that I'm getting kind of quite loud in my right ear here is, for each one of you that happen to be tuning into this, whether live or in the recording, that whatever is kind of your greatest fear, your greatest doubt, or your greatest concern regarding all the information coming through, know that you are grounded and rooted in success. Your own higher self, your guides, your angels, they will not have it any other way. You've done your work, you've done your healing, you are on the path to align with the highest timeline. Success is guaranteed.
Love that. All right, so we are going to be moving with the individual readings. So again, if you would like us to pull cards for you, put a heart in the chat, and we will be pulling for as many as we can get to tonight. All right, so I'm going to let do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I can go first. And Jen, we're just going to go right down the line, right? Okay, beautiful. Oh, Tourmaline Tarot. That is a spectacular name. I'm going to pull a card first. Let me shuffle just a moment. And the card I'm pulling is, what do you need to know right now in your twin flame journey? What do you most need to know? Page of Cups. Be open to new love. Now, what comes biggest in this is it's new higher frequencies of love. However this is played out, you have been on the battlefield. You have felt those lower forms of love, those lower expressions of love that have felt very, very real in the past. And then shadow comes up, you learn, you heal, you grow. Higher and higher frequencies of love. Whatever your intentions are, we just had a powerful Leo new moon to reset intention and vision. Whatever that is regarding the love you have of yourself, and whatever partner you are looking to call in or already have, please be open to new love, because it's again coming in hot. Do you have anything, Jen?
Actually, if you don't mind us doing it like this, I've got Heart's Hidden Secrets Oracle that I wanted to pull from. And so if you want to pull a tarot for each person, and I'll pull the Heart's Hidden Secrets, because I think that they're going to go very well together.
Love it.
I pulled for Tourmaline Tarot Exhaustion. And so like, you have put everything that you had into this. And this is why you need to give yourself permission to choose yourself here. You've done everything you could. And I hope that that message about divine union is not a reward, it's a reflection, as one that has actually spoken to you too, because you've done the work. You deserve divine love. You don't deserve to be set to attach to something that is literally depleting your energy. Okay, so the next one is going to be, let's see, where we at? Katrine de Winter.
Okay.
So I'll let you pull the tarot for her, and then I'll pull.
Beautiful. Again, same question. What is your twin flame journey wanting you to know? What is it telling you? How is it speaking to you? And we get the Lover's card. So wherever you are in your beautiful love with your twin flame journey, you're at a very, very powerful crossroads. And perhaps you're familiar with this idea that the divine feminine leads in the spiritual, and then the divine masculine leads on the earth plane in the physical. Please, in whatever way feels best to you, keep choosing crossroads that align to that higher love, that higher timeline, and leave those, the physical to the divine masculine. You move and hold the space in the spirit. Keep choosing crossroads that represent your own ascension, your own healing. And please, I hope this resonates for you. Please kind of stay out of whatever is going on with that other person. Just stay out of it. This is how you'll heal yourself, and also elevate this person however they are supposed to elevate.
So the card I got was spying, and the social media part is the part that I'm kind of connecting with. And so I think this is the energetic cords that's between you. And it's like, we all have this tendency. This is the obsession part that we kind of get into. It's like, what's going on with that person? We're like almost micromanaging their healing. And that's the part. It's like, we've got to learn how to just be their mirror, and then allow them the free will to do with that whatever they will. And so like, you send a message and you're not waiting to see a response. You're like, you send the message because you feel called to send the message. It's like, you feel it's in alignment with you in that moment to send that message. And it's not, I mean, it's just, it's the micromanaging part. That's the part I'm feeling with that card.
Oh, 100%. Yep.
Okay. So the next is Bianca Edel.
Beautiful. Miss Bianca, let's see what's going on with your twin flame journey. We have the Four of Pentacles. And this card can be read one of two ways. One is holding on too tight. And then the other one is about stability. And this might appear as though it is a contradictory message, but the guidance is this: when you let go of different kind of attachments, the old ways, the old patterns, you let go even more. You go internal, you do whatever healing work is calling to you. That's actually going to create the stability, the structure, and the security you are looking for.
So look at the card I got, trapped. And it's when you feel stuck and you can't move out of this because, again, it's probably over attachment to the label that you've applied to this. And I really hope that, and I will share that maybe on your community page, the actual download that I got, the channeled message about divine union is not a reward. It is a reflection, because I think that this is speaking directly to a lot of the people who showed up tonight. And it's giving yourself permission that, like, you've done your work just by what you're doing with what they're reflecting to you. You reflect back to them their shadow. They get to do with that whatever they do with that. But as long as you're using what they're showing you, and what are they showing you right now? If they're showing you like, okay, like if you're not even in connection, like, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're not speaking, if you're in a no contact kind of situation, what is that reflecting to yourself? Like, how are you abandoning yourself in that moment to continue to hold on to something that is not even showing you any love, any even communication, basic level communication? So I hope that we're freeing people tonight from the attachment to the label and it having to look in a certain way and be a certain way. Okay. The next is Venus.
Okay, Miss Venus. Twin flame journey for you. We have this beautiful Six of Wands. This is victory. The energy I'm picking up on is you have recently taken a pretty strong, you made a pretty big decision. You either are about to take some pretty big action or have just taken it. Good job. It's been a long time in the making. It's been in the back of your mind. There's a lot of planning that went around this. Rest assured, it was the right decision. You did really good on this one. Yeah.
And I have clinging. And so do not be surprised if this person is still clinging to you. Like, and don't let it hold you back from, like, and make you think that you're not doing the right thing with the decision you're making here. But just know that they are still there. They have not gone anywhere. They're still holding on to that connection as tightly as they ever were. Okay. The next one is Siobhan.
Okay. Siobhan, your twin flame journey. Okay, we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, this is a card of, it's a painful card. It is a change card. So it is calling for changes to be made when it comes to any abandonment, fear around being abandonment, laced with types of betrayal, broken words, broken commitments, creating feelings of deep disloyalty, abandonment, betrayal type stuff. My biggest wish for you, my dear, is please do any kind of healing work to release trauma, to release old ideas, old karma clearing, and pattern release. Because all of this in you is ready to change. It's ready to flow right out of your life. The more you lean in just a little bit, you don't have to jump in the deep end, but just lean in a little bit. Your guides and angels are going to rush in and help you. It's going to be easier than you think.
So I got the running card. And so what I really picked up, okay, she's dealt with a lot of abandonment, but yet at the same time, it's caused her own trauma response is to run herself. And so you just said the help is there. Like, her angels and guides are there with her. And as the fear arises, it's like, let's stay in that. Let's resist the urge to run from it. Sit with it. Let it kind of feel you. And one thing I do want to say is emotions only last 90 seconds. Any emotion, if you can just hold 90 seconds, you will find your way all the way through it. After that, you're making a choice. You're making a choice to continue to loop that pattern in your head, but the emotion itself, 90 seconds. And so if you could just sit with it for that amount of time and just let yourself feel it, and then see what your guides are trying to show you through it. Okay.
Jenn, that's a brilliant tool right there.
It's good for me. That's why I did it. Okay. The next is Max 4371.
All right. All right. What is your ascension journey saying, Max? Okay. We have a 10 of cups. Whatever it is, wow, this is a happily ever after card. Whatever it is you have just completed, whatever you've been working so hard on accomplishing. Yep. You know, Jenn was talking earlier about that inner union of divine feminine and divine masculine energy and wholeness, the full release of old karma, old shadow. Yep, it has happened. You have a full, clear, beautiful slate ahead of you to manifest an amazing life.
So I got the karma card, in which, you know, my first thought is like, we think of karma as a bad thing, but this is the proof that karma can actually be a good thing, because it's not good or bad. It's literally what I said earlier. It's based off of what you put in is what you're getting back out. Mm-hmm. And so you've cleared all of the karma from the past. And so now then the karma that you're getting now is this right here, what she's got, the 10 of cups, the emotional fulfillment. I mean, it's inside yourself first, and then that's what's bringing it in from the outside. Okay, so next up is Jill Z.
Okay, Miss Jill, what is your ascension? I'm sorry, ascension, that's a part of it, but your twin flame journey saying to you right now. Okay, we have a 9 of swords. And this is a sleepless night card. This is an anxiety card. Worry, 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 doubt, doubt. And yeah, there's a lot of very big emotion on this big, heavy worry, all the things that I've just mentioned. And this is a very heavy load. You're carrying a lot on your mind, your mental body, and your shoulders. I would love for you, however this resonates and works out for you, to try to share that load, whether it's with a beautiful friend or if you have a counselor, a therapist, anybody, just to help release. Even if you could also do it by journaling, through prayer, whatever you do to express this, whatever load you're carrying, it's meant to be shared and it needs to be released from you.
Okay, so I pulled the ecstasy card, and so I've got 2 different messages that are coming with this. So one, I think this is why she is the stress, the worry, the sleepless nights, is she probably knows that this other person is doing things that, you know, don't feel good, that they're chasing the thrills, they're chasing, you know, all of that. And so there's legitimate reason to be, you know, feeling the way that you're feeling. Yes. But the other message I got from this is to find things to be happy again, like to purposefully go out and find things to have fun, to just have fun for the sake of having fun. I think we can get into tendencies where we think that everything that we do has to have some higher purpose. This purpose is literally just to have fun, just to feel fun and joy again. But as far as the other part of that message, like I said, I feel like that's her worry about what is this person really doing, because she probably knows that they've already done quite a bit. Then, like, this is where we have to remove our attachment to that, you know, trying to control anything outside of us. And so the less we look, the better we're going to be for that. Because going back to the social media card that came out for someone else, it's like every time we do that, we're really just hurting ourselves, you know, because especially if we know that they're not in the place that they need to be, if we're trying to get validation that they are still in that lower vibration place, you're just going to hurt yourself with that. So like, put some protections around yourself. Your concerns are valid. I mean, like, many of us have felt that. But the advice from that was to purposefully find ways to have fun again, so that we can kind of shift out of just only focusing on the one thing and now getting back the focus on ourselves. Okay.
Oh, hey, Jenn, and would you say, you were mentioning earlier that you're doing a Lionsgate inner child work for creativity. Would you say that something like that would help what you're seeing?
Oh, definitely. I think it would help
Yeah.
everybody.
Well, because it just popped in like, what can she do to get help? And then creativity, inner child, fun, Leo, right? Leo energy.
Leo. Yeah, exactly. It's the Leo energy. Okay, so next up is Delilah from NYC.
Miss Delilah, your twin flame journey. Okay. We have a Four of Wands card. It's a good card. It's a very good card. It's a card of celebration. You might notice it. It's also known because it's got little 2 here and 2 here. It looks like 1111. It's an 1111 portal. Wherever you are in your twin flame journey, whatever is coming to you, different insights. It looks like perspectives, ways of being, things of seeing. Keep it up. You are walking through a very powerful portal on the way to happily ever after, a wish, a celebration, some kind of higher union. This is one of the tarot marriage cards. And of course, we could think about it, obviously, marriage on the earth plane, most definitely, but also the integration, the embodiment of the divine feminine and the divine masculine internally is known as the sacred marriage as well. Yeah.
So I got fantasy. And so I feel like that she still doesn't believe that this is possible, that her life could be that good, and it's just the more you're doing the work, you are aligning yourself directly to that energy. And then that's what brings all the rest of that in. And so whether it is, again, with your, the counterpart that you have determined, or if it's someone who's more aligned to the frequency that you are, it's still possible. And you're still on that place. It's not fantasy. Like, it's not fantasy. That's what I keep getting. It's not fantasy. You can trust this. It is real. Okay. So next is Penny Hanshaw.
All right. Okay, what is your ascension? I keep saying that. However you're working your twin flame, it's deeply, deeply interwoven with your own ascension journey. That is for sure. We have this beautiful High Priestess card. Whatever your intuition is saying, boy, don't you know it. Your inner voice is so loud. Your downloads are so loud. Trusting your gut, your level of inner knowing. You know what you know, and you know it. And that's a funny thing to say, but what I mean is we get the intuitive hits, we doubt it, and then maybe it's a little outlandish or something. We run it by a friend and they say, well, that's crazy. So then we don't know what we know, right? No, you do. And this is also a card of holding that on the inside. So whatever you know, if you hold it back, that's not a bad thing. Now, this brings me to another very interesting thing that I'm sure you guys have experienced in your own twin flame journey. Is it it creates different scenarios and situations in which you behave in ways that are not like you, right? People don't understand the journey. They don't understand why you take the steps you take, the decisions you make. They don't get it. And that can lead to people feeling very not supported. So whatever you know, hold it inside, stay connected to spirit. You are on track.
So you're not going to believe I got intuition. So if she doesn't trust herself yet, I hope that both of these messages are just like, it's honing it in for you. So you know what's up. You know what's going on. You can trust your inner knowing. You're getting all of the messages. You are not wrong about this. All right. So next is Seven Heavens Be In.
Okay, what is your twin flame journey wanting you to know right now? We have a beautiful King of Pentacles. What came earlier with where the contract is, Jenn pulled the Queen of Pentacles at the very beginning. This is the integration, the King of Pentacles, that divine feminine counterpart. This certainly feels internal, you've done a really good job across, I want to say this, you've done such a great job across multiples of lifetimes with your twin flame to arrive in the exact place you are today, which is at the completion of your own twin flame journey. And what I mean by completion is it's that full integration that Jenn was referring to earlier. Now, this could mean that you are with your person in the physical. It kind of looks that way to me, quite frankly. Please know that if that isn't how it shows up for you, keep those blinders wide open, be open to new love, be open to new higher timelines, because this, again, I've said this, coming in hot.
So I have memories. And so what I'm getting from this is I think that what she's getting is so good that the only block might be anything left over from the past. And so don't let old stories, just do not let the stuff from the past hold you back from what's literally standing right in front of you right here. Because that King of Pentacles, I mean, that's a good life. That's a good life. That's somebody that's really done their work. They're stable. Yes, and in the 3D. And so that's a good life. All right. Horan SKC.
Okay. What is your twin flame journey wanting you to know? And what we have here is a 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands is a card of burden, and it's also a card. This is what speaks most loudly to me is a limited perspective. He's got all these wands, he can't see, right? He's blinded right now. Setting down some of the burdens, even temporarily, setting aside some responsibilities, spending time where you get away for a weekend, somewhere maybe you've never been, you're on your own, and you can take a breath, you can see differently. Whatever you are going through right now, whatever you're thinking, however you're feeling, your soul is calling you into a higher interpretation of the events you've been experiencing. A way to facilitate that is to get out of your normal routine and allow that fresh breath to be blown into your life so that you can see things differently.
So I have the confessions card. And so I feel like, especially combined with that energy, is that like she needs to be honest, probably with herself first, about, just that she's been carrying too much of the load, too much of the responsibility this whole time. And so now it's time to put back what is not hers back to the other person. And because it's weighing her down, it's keeping her from being able to get as far as she needs to go up this hill. And it's reminding me of that. There's a story about carrying a wagon of rocks up a mountain. Like you were told to carry this amount of rocks up a mountain. And it's like all the way up the mountain, you run across people and it's like, here, can you carry this? Because you have a wagon. And so like you take it on because you can. But it's like, before you know it, it becomes just increasingly hard. And you're going up a mountain with all these rocks. And it's like you get to this certain place and you realize the reason why it's so hard is because you're carrying everybody else's stuff. And so that's the confession. It's the confession you make to yourself first and then to those around you. Okay. Angie Paparaki.
All right, Miss Angie. What is your twin flame journey wanting you to know today, tonight? Let me get all these cards here. All right. We have a 4 of Swords card. And I did just switch decks. My other one was spent. You guys are bringing the big heat, bringing the energy. I did switch decks. This is a 4 of Wands. This is, she's all nestled in her little nest here. You're doing a great job on your healing. Please explore, go deeper, cocoon yourself in wonderful self-love and self-care practices. You have been through it. You are weary, battle-worn, and your beautiful heart needs a minute. It needs to convalesce a little.
So I got realizations. And so what I'm getting from this is, okay, when you've been really through it, and I'm just, this is a trauma stuff that I'm kind of talking about here. But so when you finally get out of that trauma cycle, and even like the loop of the twin flame cycle, the runner chaser, it can be traumatic because there's abandonment wounds and self-worth wounds and all of that that goes with it. So when you finally remove yourself from that, so you might be in separation, and this is what part of the purpose of separation is for, is to get your head clear again from like just the fog of just like, you know, all of the emotions that were happening and just all the triggers that were happening. Now that you're pulled back, you can start thinking clearly again, because once your nervous system gets calmed down enough to know it's not in this state of attack, you know, it will calm down enough that your brain will start thinking again, and you'll be able to start getting like the information, the flow, like even your intuition gets impacted when you're in these places where you're literally having to, you know, deny your own intuition just to stay in these, you know, same cycles, because you know what's going on. You know what's going on, but it's like they keep changing it on you. They'll never admit or take accountability or anything like that. And so while you're in it, it's like you're fighting your own self in this moment of like what you know is true and what they're telling you. And then you get removed from it, you finally start seeing things clearly again, and you start seeing what's true. And it's just like all of these epiphanies come out of nowhere. And so I think that's where you're at. All right. So
Beautiful.
what she doing is the next one up.
Okay. What does your twin flame journey want you to know? Okay. We have the world, that it's complete. Wherever you are in your healing cycle, whatever is going on, you know, when we speak of, oh, you know, clearing the karma, moving into integration, that internal union, that does not mean that we need to be 100% healed and cleared everything out, scrubbed it all down, squeaky clean. What it means approximately is we've cleared 47%, give or take. It's around that 47%. And then through the laws of grace, the laws of one, our higher self is able to move in and cleanse the rest, because of grace, right? Because karma is also grace. And that is where you happen to be. Now, that does not mean you, you know, unfortunately, you know, we live on earth. It's tricky. It doesn't mean that the pain is over. It doesn't mean that echoes of past lessons are going to be coming up for completion. And as these echoes come up, you will have the wherewithal inside you, the perspective, strength, and fortitude to be able to make that higher choice, to say goodbye to whatever needs to go, and also to say yes to things perhaps you were afraid to say yes to before, because that's too good to be true, right? This card is asking you to please believe that it is complete. It is over. Step through this portal into a new reality by allowing this to flow and to trust it.
All right. So I have the 1 day card. And so what I'm getting from this is a couple of things again. So one is that the connection that she's looking into, the old timeline is over, but I think that like if it's showing here, there's a chance for it to still return. But if it returns, it's a higher octave. It's a higher level than it's been before. And I mean, and that's the only way you're going to allow it back in, because you've done too much work with that, the world card, for you to ever go back. But then the other part that I'm getting with this is just this message is running through 1 day at a time, 1 day at a time. And so as hard as it feels to keep moving forward out of like, because it was comfortable. You knew what to expect when you were on that cycle. But now then it's like every day is a little bit of a mystery. And it's just one step at a time. Don't think too far ahead right now. But like I said, I do feel like that there is a possibility that it's not the old version of it is complete, but I do feel like there's a possibility that it does come back around, but this time it's in a higher octave. Okay, so we have Phoenix Flight.
Okay. Phoenix Flight, what is your twin flame journey wanting to you to know tonight? Okay, what we get here is a 10 of Swords. And if you notice, the rendition of the 10 of Swords is very different on this card. It's a woman looking into the light, and then we have the birds above her, right? She's looking into what is. She hasn't walked through. She's looking into it. It's time for you, please, to walk through. And what that essentially means is you have things in place to move you forward, to support you emotionally, to support you mentally, to support you. You already have a ton of spiritual support. You have those things in place. You've had those things in place for quite some time. And it's time for you to take care of yourself and to release this 10 of Swords. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this 10 of Swords. And what I have is another 10 card, which is the 10 of Pentacles. This is a card of family support, family love. Part of the reason that you're afraid to move into the light and completely release this 10 of Swords is there's fear of loss of this. You will not lose your family, understanding that family also means close friends, maybe co-friends of the people, whatever this looks like. You are fine. 10s are the end of a cycle. So the more you allow it to end and allow the new to begin, this is this beautiful woman walking into the sun.
So just with those two cards, I see the old timeline. We're leaving the old timeline and we're walking right into our legacy life right there. And I mean, just the 10-10 of that in itself, it's just so beautiful because it's like, that is like graduation level completion. That's not just completion. Like you literally have learned these levels, these lessons to a mastery level to where you don't need them anymore. And so I think that's why I got the fantasy card for you, because the illusion is shattered. You see it as clearly as you have ever seen it, and you can't go back to that. And so you know exactly what you need to do. You know what you need to leave behind. And yeah, it hurt. But like what you know is ahead of you is so much better than the place that you're leaving behind. So I mean, I love this for you, even though I know that that hurt. I went through the same pain. So I mean, like, I know, like, you did something powerful here, and I'm proud of you. So we have Preeti Rao.
Okay. Whew. What is your twin flame journey wanting you to know tonight? Okay. Ace of Cups. This is such a beautiful potential card of potential. You have multiple times ahead of you of new love. Now that could mean new person, but it doesn't need, it means new frequency. It means new alignment. It means new timeline. Please do whatever you can to believe it. You know, I want to pause for just a second because I'm noticing a theme that's coming up tonight. And one of the themes is, can I believe it's true though? Can I believe it? Can I believe it? I don't know. I'm afraid. I've been through it. I don't want anybody to Lucy my, you know, my Charlie Brown with that football. You know, I have been here. No, please. This is a card of big, beautiful love that is inside you, that is around you, and your guides and angels are asking you to open up to this beautiful potential of love.
So I have the intuition card, and I love what you just said about everybody's having a hard time trusting, and this is all about trusting what you know. And so you do know, you are tapped in, you are aligned, and I mean, this is on your path. So, and to me, this is like, okay, to me that feels like the divine union right there. I mean, because your cup is so full yourself, you're able to attract in real love to you, and you can trust it because you know what it looks like, because you are it. You are it. Okay, so Gail Nowak is
Okay,
next.
we have Gail. What is your twin flame journey wanting you to know tonight? Wow. High Priestess makes her second appearance of the night. Intuition has also, Jenn, I think you pulled a couple cards about intuition. This is just about, one of the beautiful qualities of divine feminine energy is her intuitive prowess. And what I mean is allowing the messages, the higher sight, the higher hearing, the higher mindset, all of this to really go to work for you is going to be the keys to your success. I'm watching your energy, and there's a beautiful pathway of how you feel. There's a beautiful pathway of the way your mental mind works. There's another pathway of your soul's wisdom. And these three pathways have been wanting to weave, but there's a lot of fear, because when you know what you know, you can't not know it anymore. And that's what this beautiful High Priestess is asking you to do. It's about using your beautiful brilliance to the way your higher self has designed it, to help you get the answers, the clarity, and to take the actions that need to happen.
So I got distracted. And so what I'm picking up from that is that you have a lot of people trying to throw distractions at you. And so that's part of the connection to that High Priestess energy. Is like, you've got to be in your inner knowing so that you know what is real. And when they're just, if they're asking you to look over here, what are they hiding right here? So like, you've got to trust yourself. You got to be on your game. You don't have to speak it, but you have to know it, and you have to trust it when you see it. Okay. Next is Nikki.
Okay, Miss Nikki, what is your twin flame journey wanting you to know tonight? We have a 7 of Pentacles here. Whew. A lot of stuff coming at you. There's a lot of shiny objects. This reminds me of you might be kind of focused on something, but like the beautiful golden retriever that sees a squirrel, you get a little distracted by what might be going on. And if you notice, I never even thought about it like this. This guy is looking into the soil, right? Digging deep roots. It is through grounding yourself into the earth, however you do that, even walking barefoot on grass, however you ground into the earth, that will help you release, shed any confusion, especially any of this gaslight type energy. And please know, we also gaslight ourselves sometimes when we see a truth maybe we don't want to know. That's all happened for us at one time or the other. To shed confusion, get grounded, and you're going to be able to see clearly. This card is just mired in confusion.
So I got the card conflict. And so I just love that you were talking about the grounding. And so grounding to what you know is real. Because I feel like you said gaslighting here, and that's what I'm feeling the most out of the conflict that this is representing, is like you're having to fight for your own reality right here. And so it's like you have to stay grounded in the truth, grounded in your knowing, grounded like, I know who I am. I know how I show up. I know, like, the grounding is the big message of that. Okay, so Renee Bournes.
Okay. Hey, Jenn, before we jump into Renee, we're a little bit over. Do you want to do the, we'll pull for Renee and then one more and then call it? Does that sound good?
Yeah, we have one more after Renee, and we can call it from there.
Beautiful.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So for Miss Renee, what is your twin flame journey wanting you to know tonight? I got to tell you, this card is becoming one of my favorite cards as I've been pulling for the last week or so for people. It's justice. Now, this is about allowing all the powers that be to bring the scales into proper balance. You have given, you have really shown up and be present. God knows you've tried. You have tried. The loyalty, dedication, commitment, those energies are through the roof. And it will be coming into higher balance. Now, in a more mundane aspect of this card, whatever, if there's any legal proceedings, anything like that, know that justice will be done. Now, because this is I read as a type of spirit guide, so all things go through that filter first. As guides are in charge of the justice, angels, ascended masters, your own higher self in charge of whatever justice is done. So what I want to say is, there's a way justice looks on paper, and then there's a way justice is actually enacted, and rarely do they match. Please pay attention to the energy of the justice, not what might be on the paper. That's another important message for this card.
So I got pride, which I connect this with the ego. And so I feel like that, and especially like the person who is completely in their ego is very narcissistic. So justice is coming to the narcissistic person that she was dealing with. And like, I love that you said that, you know, justice doesn't always look like the way that we think it is. I got vengeance is mine, declares the Lord. So you don't even have to do anything. You don't have to see the completion of this. It's coming. Just know it. It is being handled, because they cannot treat a chosen one of the divine, in the way that they have treated you and not have it come back on them. So it's absolutely going to come back on them. You don't have to make sure that it's going to happen. You may not even see that it happens, but just know. And part of the justice may even be them seeing you living your best life in front of them, and they don't get to be a part of it. Okay. Jamie Robideau is going to be our final one.
Okay. Whew. What is your beautiful twin flame journey wanting you to know tonight? Okay. This 10 of Wands is making its appearance for the night. A second time. You know, this is a card of burden, you know, and this is just whatever you've been carrying, you know. So one of the things that happens with these imbalanced divine, these imbalanced feminine and masculine energies that we are all looking to bring into a greater healed wholeness, is the wounded masculine in us will become over responsible, right? Due to different kinds of fears or whatever. And even though, of course, you know, whether you are aligning with feminine or masculine, we each have both. We each have wounds in both. And this coming into wholeness is about healing wounds, both feminine and masculine, regardless of gender. And this is about over responsibility. Whatever wound is in you about that over responsibility is asking you to please look at it, because you're doing too much. You've taken on way too much. And the moment you are able to release what doesn't belong to you, now that could be something physically, it could be something emotionally, right? Are you carrying other people's pain? Are you trying to solve other people's problems, right? Keeping yourself in a mental loop. Spiritually, it would be allowing people to siphon your energy like little vampires. We all know what that feels like. This card is please asking you just to review what that might be. Now, and the only action that is asked of you as you review what it might be, and you get real clear, because I'm reading this and you already know what's, I'm watching your field light up like a little Christmas tree. You know what this is. Throw a prayer on it. Archangel Michael, I request that you please help me with this, that, and the other. Thank you so much. And because the extent of what you have been carrying for so long is so great, chances are you're going to need to repeat this call for assistance. Every time you do, he will come and he will take more and more and more until the healing is complete.
So I got the lusting card. And so I just kept getting, is it love or lust? Is it love or lust? And I think that that's the question that they're having in their head about this, is just because it's like, it's not fulfilling enough. But I think this is the one part that's working really well. And so like, that's the part I think that's keeping you attached. And it's a good way to like, because it's the chemicals that just that part does to us is like it's intoxicating, and it's like it keeps us wanting more, even when it's bringing us burden, even when it's draining us, even when it causes us to overgive and put ourselves in situations that we probably wouldn't otherwise. And so I think that a common misconception is that just because somebody is your twin flame means that they will have this unconditional love for you right away, the whole divine love, but they can't even hold it until they reach that level of divine union within themselves. And so right now, that other person probably is just showing you the wounded masculine, and like they think, it's very visual. It's very like it's very carnal. They haven't connected with spirit yet. They're still fractured from that part of themselves. And so until they connect with that, this is all you're going to get from this. And that's why you keep questioning, is it love or lust? Is it love or lust? For you, it's love. For them right now, until they get to their healed state, it is still just lust. And so I mean that's a hard like reality to have to face with that, because like what are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue down that path of the 10 of Wands and continue to carry the burden, continue to carry this load that is way too heavy for you anyways? But yet it's like, that letting go of it also brings a whole nother type of, burden to you as well. So, I mean, like I hold both of those realities for you. And I mean, hold compassion for both of those spaces. But if your question is this love or lust? Right now, this is lust. And until they are able to do the work and heal themselves and get to that divine union within themselves, that's all that's going to be. Okay. So that closes us out for the readings. I'm going to let you close us out for the.
Oh, wow. I just want to say thanks everybody for tuning in. And again, we have another one coming up on August 12th, 2 weeks. And we're going to keep exploring, different downloads, different themes. You might have noticed as you listen to different readings from different people from all over the place, we did have quite a few common themes, and chances are you were able to pick out different pieces of guidance. And again, I want to thank you, Jenn, because reading with you is always so fun, because we come in completely different backgrounds and experiences and intuitive abilities. So, and I love that we're able to perhaps give people even a more complete picture, hopefully. And what other announcement? We're still firming up the very dynamic nature of our Twin Flame Journey class. We're going to look at some dates, probably early fall is how the energy is looking right now, but please stay tuned. We're going to have more information about that. And Archangel Michael, I mentioned him, I think, in one or two of the readings. If you're curious to hear more about what Archangel Michael is doing, the ways he's helping us, I do have an Archangel Michael tarot reading that comes out every Monday. And again, I'm doing the Lionsgate series and a whole bunch of other readings. And Jenn, I know you're doing Spiritual View. And there's a live in Spiritual View too, isn't there?
There is. On Thursday nights, we do the collective. We bring everybody together, and then we pull cards for viewers then. And then we have the daily videos there. That's just the daily divine forecast. So it's just the energy read for the week that we do there.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. This was a lot of fun, and I'll see you next time.
2 weeks. We'll be back. All right.
Yes.
Bye.